often instrumental in saving lives, but not always. Sometimes patients were just too ill to save. But that didn't mean... Do you think this could be about my job? Someone blaming me because my lab failed to save Eve from her cancer? She stepped forward and touched his arm reassuringly. Don't panic yet. It could just be some kids playing silly buggers. Rose glanced down at the note in her hand. But we have to be sure. So when you go in today, would you ask about it? He nodded. She left and he took a shower and dressed. But when he came out of the ensuite, his wife was back and was sitting on the bed with his phone. What are you doing? She showed him. She'd loaded his Facebook app and sent a message. You know what I did, do you? Ha ha. PM me. I sent this to all your friends, even those old college pals you've not seen in nearly 20 years after you just walked out. It'll sound vague to most of them, but if someone's playing a game, they'll think they've been found out, and so they'll private message you. I've done the same on mine, and I'll do Julia's, if she ever lets it go. So now all you have to do is swoon over your wife's computer brain, and then wait. Help me dress. While childbirth had put a little stubborn weight on her, and arthritis had stolen her ability to exercise, teenage years of gymnastics had kept her slender and young-looking. He kissed her insteps as he helped her into socks, and the smooth skin of her shoulders as he clumsily worked the clasp of her bra. She cast her hair aside so he could nibble her neck, but giggled and playfully slapped his hands when they tried to wander. The rest of her clothing she could manage alone, so he went downstairs. She'd left his packed lunch in the fridge, another cold meal. Yippee. There was a note on the fridge. Buy whiteboard so don't have to stick paper on fridge, and read what's on damn paper stuck on fridge. He was always forgetting to check the notes. He wrote whiteboard on his hand. He grabbed his coat. Julia didn't even glance up from her phone, but en route to the car he got a text from her, reminding him that it was their wedding anniversary on Saturday. He smiled. Sometimes it was easy to forget how sweet she could be. Then he set off for another day of work, trying to ignore the ball of dread in the pit of his stomach. This was the only family he had, and he couldn't let anything happen to it. Chapter 2. Saturday, the 16th of November. Double tragedy as mother of one takes own life following boyfriend's murder. Eve Levine, 40, was found dead at her home in Bradford by her sister Elaine, 44, early on Friday morning. Eve had been living with a terminal cancer diagnosis when Ron Hugill, 48, her long-term boyfriend and father to her daughter, was murdered in an altercation with a mugger at the gym where he was employed on the 9th of November. His funeral is on Monday. Eve's sister says, I want to remember Eve in life, not death. She was suffering at the end, and Ron's murder hit her hard. I hope there is a heaven, and she's finally at peace. Eve, whose funeral is on the 22nd of November, is survived by her estranged sister and a young daughter. Did you click the link in my text? Rose said as soon as she answered the phone. Chris had been walking across the car park to the lab when her message had pinged through, stopping him dead in his tracks. The concern in her voice upped his own store of anxiety tenfold. Yes, what the hell is it? A newspaper article. Look at the date. I searched for the name Eve Levine online. It took some time because it's a popular name, but I found her. This was the only mention of her that I could find. She was from Bradford, so it's got to be her. Look, cancer. So she would have had tests. This really could be about your work after all. He stopped and leaned against someone else's car in the car park to get his head around this. Not possible, Rose. Cancer, it says. And even if I'd done something to cause this woman harm, and her family is pissed off, they would blame the GP first. They couldn't get my name except through official channels. Probably not even then. It would involve a complaint, and I'd know about it. Rose, it's just a big mistake. Forget about it. I can't. Just make sure you ask your boss about it. I also searched for Eve's sister, Elaine, but there's nothing online or on Facebook or anything. I couldn't find anything about her daughter either. Poor girl, losing her mother to suicide. And her father, if that's what the man who got killed was to her. The article doesn't really say, does it? I hope she's not a small child. How old do you think she is?